Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't moved much since yesterday, but I'd like to tell you about a let's say a different scenario that could still apply that we wanna talk about. To do this, I'd like to change the wave degree just of this B wave here, yellow circle B, because that aligns it with the wave degree I actually have on the smaller time frame. Okay, overall, if you watched videos over the last few days, over the last, couple of weeks or so, then you know that these scenarios haven't really changed. We're still dealing with the white scenario in which a wave 2 could have bottomed on the 5th of August. So here, this wave 4 could have bottomed on the 5th of August, but then circle 1 would now be unfolding, and circle 1, which is a 5-wave move, would be a diagonal pattern. This creates a context which is largely uncertain. Why is that the case? Because diagonal patterns, they consist of corrective structures. So wave 1 to the upside was a 3-wave move. Wave 2 was a so-called flat correction, also a 3-wave move. And wave 3 could have started now, should reach sort of the 65k, 68k area, okay? And there's a good chance to getting there, okay? There's a good chance to get there, especially due to the movements that we've seen on the smaller time frame. That's the main reason why we're tracking the smaller time frames, to understand if there is a good setup, is the trend up, is the trend down? And that is what we see on the smaller time frame better than on the daily chart. The daily chart gives us context, but there is a good chance that the third wave takes us higher. If then the market can hold wave 4 and rally, or wave 4 support, rally in wave 5 to form circle 1, then we can add the next support for circle 2, and the rally to 100k might begin. Now, as I said, the context is largely uncertain due to the problematic rally that happened after the 5th of August low. So I'm expecting at the moment, due to the movements that we've seen on the smaller time frame, that the support area, not this one, this is the one on the daily, the one on the 1 hour chart, that is going to hold, and that we're going to reach this 65 to 68k area for wave 3. And however, there will be the next decision point, okay? There will be the next decision point, because what could happen is that this B wave that presumably topped late in August is still unfolding, just in a more complex B wave. And that is easily possible because the initial rally into the from the 5th of August low is a 3-wave move. So yeah, we might be dealing with a diagonal, but it could also just be a larger B wave. So at the moment, I'm watching the support area we have defined on the smaller time frame, which we can take a look at in a minute. And then once we get to the next pivot, in the 65 to 68k area, but we can, calculate that more precisely over the coming days, maybe next week, once we have a little bit more price data, that will be the next pivot, and we need to be on high alert for possible 5-wave movements to the downside that would indicate the continuation of the yellow scenario to the downside. By the way, the yellow micro count I have on the chart there, it is still technically valid, but is reducing in likelihood every day. So yeah, at the moment I'm looking rather for higher, and the reason is that we've seen a pattern on the smaller time frame that we already discussed yesterday. Let's take a look at that. Before we do that, quick info. Today I'm going to send out our newsletter. It's free. I do that every Friday, every Saturday, sometimes Friday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday, but I think I will do it late today. You can register on it. You go to our website, you can register for it. You go to our website, go to resources, newsletter, and then you can sign up here. It is for free. You can find a direct link to the newsletter page in the video description. There are typically updates about crypto, about the NASDAQ or another index, mindset stuff, and so on. So yeah, if you're interested, you can still sign up. So, and this is the smaller time frame. This is the 1 hour time frame where you can see the movement from the 5th of August low, which was a 4th wave low in the white wave count. Then we've seen a rally, which I call a 3-wave rally. That's why the context is largely, let's say, uncertain. And then we've seen a 3-wave corrective pullback, which would be wave 2 in white. And now we could be working our way towards the 3rd wave. And then we need to hold wave 4, rally in wave 5, as I said, and then the rally to 100K might begin after the next pullback. But because we have seen from this last swing low that formed on the 6th of September, where the price bottomed locally at 52,700 roughly, we've seen a 5-wave move to the upside, even though it's not the clearest one. Okay, so that might morph, but it's at the moment a 5-wave move up, so we have a tradable area, we have a support zone on the chart, we have quite clear parameters, which is always the case once we get a 5-wave move. Now, support is now at 53,830. Now that might change a little bit if the price pushes a little higher here if I zoom in a little bit more, in circle A, the price might push a little higher. If the price does that, then the support area, which is for circle B, will move up slightly as well. Someone asked me in the previous comment if the B wave here can overshoot to the downside. It is technically possible that a B wave overshoots to the downside within wave 3 of a diagonal, but extremely rare. In that case, I would rather assume we continue with the downtrend directly. Yeah, it's technically possible. It would be extremely rare. So that's one thing. Yeah, we have 5 waves up, so we can look for higher prices. That's why I said I assume we go higher now, possibly after a test of support. It doesn't mean we have to reach the 78.6 retracement. It's not a target, it's just support. But please note that when we get into this area here, so first of all, we need to hold support anyway, right? That's not a given. But if we do, which I would assume because we have rallied in 5 waves now, then up here will be the next pivot. And I've highlighted here on the smaller time frame in blue that there could be a B wave top in that area. But we will talk about support levels then when we get there. For now, the main focus is on the orange support region between 53,830 and 56,216. That's a support area that could also still move, depending on whether circle A extends a little higher. It just is there. In case the pullback happens now, then this is the support area that we can watch. If circle A pushes a little higher, which it could still do, then we would have to slightly adjust it. That's the update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.